A transatlantic crisis. Is the UK abandoning its Commonwealth ally? The escalating trade war ignited by the Trump administration is not just a spat between economic giants. It's a direct assault on the sovereignty of long-standing allies, and the UK's response, or rather, lack thereof, is raising serious questions about its commitment to the Commonwealth. The Liberal Democrats are sounding the alarm, demanding immediate and visible action from Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Davey, leader of the UK's third-largest political party, has issued a stark call to action, urging Starmer to make a high-profile visit to Canada as a powerful demonstration of solidarity. This isn't simply a matter of economic strategy. It's a fundamental test of international alliances and the UK's role within the global community. Canada, a key Commonwealth nation, is facing a crisis of unprecedented proportions, grappling with the fallout from the Trump administration's aggressive trade policies and the unsettling suggestion of potential annexation into the United States, a prospect that should send shivers down the spines of every nation upholding its sovereignty. The recent imposition of a 25% tariff on Canadian steel and aluminum imports, ostensibly retaliatory for Ontario's electricity export surcharge, is just the latest salvo in this economic blitzkrieg. This brazen move by the US has been met with countermeasures from the European Union, who have announced retaliatory tariffs on up to 26 billion euros, 22 billion pounds, worth of American goods. This swift response from the EU starkly contrasts with the perceived inaction from the UK, a nation whose own steel and aluminum exports could be significantly impacted. Figures suggest a potential hit to 5% of steel and 6% of aluminum exports. Davey's criticism is pointed. Starmer's silence before the tariffs went into effect on Wednesday is deafening and unacceptable. This isn't just about economics, it's about shared history and mutual respect. For 158 years, a British monarch has served as the head of state for Canada. This unique historical bond, the shared allegiance to King Charles, ought to mean something, Davey insists. He understands the growing frustration within Canada, particularly the silence from NATO partners and the simmering debate surrounding the monarchy itself. These frustrations are completely understandable, particularly when considering the escalating crisis. The perceived lack of support from traditional allies only serves to exacerbate the situation. The recent meeting between outgoing Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and King Charles at Sandringham further highlights the significance of this relationship. Royal sources have indicated that the king is acutely aware of his global responsibilities and the unique diplomatic potential of his position, and is determined to leverage it effectively. Reports also suggest that the king has publicly expressed his deepest affection for Canada, underscoring the deep-rooted ties between the two nations. The current situation demands more than platitudes and symbolic gestures. Canada is facing a fundamental challenge to its national identity and economic stability. The UK, as a close ally and member of the Commonwealth, cannot afford to remain silent. Davey's call for a public show of support, including a visit from Prime Minister Starmer, is not merely a political maneuver. It is a moral imperative. The question now is not whether the UK should act, but how decisively it will respond to this crucial test of its international commitments and its relationship with a key Commonwealth partner facing unprecedented challenges. The world is watching, and the silence from 10 Downing Street is deafening. The implications of inaction extend far beyond trade tariffs. They threaten the very fabric of international alliances and the principles of mutual support upon which these relationships are built. The time for decisive action is now. The future of the transatlantic alliance, and indeed the Commonwealth, may well depend on it. The UK's response will define its place on the world stage for years to come, and the current silence is raising serious concerns about its priorities and its willingness to stand by its allies in their time of need. The stakes are simply too high to ignore. The world needs a clear and unequivocal statement of support for Canada, and the Liberal Democrats are right to demand it.